Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Science for Everyone. Today I will discuss the full biochemistry of the biosynthesis of amino acid. And I will discuss the molecular level. And this is the last part of this tutorial video series of the biosynthesis of the amino acid. In the previous videos, I have given the introduction of the biosynthesis of amino acid. And after that, I have shown you that how the backbone is formed, how the amino acid is amino group is incorporated into the backbone, and where does it come from? Where does the sulfur compound, the sulfur element come from? And the anaplerotic chemical reactions that are taking place inside the body in the biosynthesis of amino acid. And in this video, I will now explain the full biochemistry of the amino acids. Okay. So if you haven't watched those videos, so just in order to make yourself completely cleared about the biosynthesis of amino acid, so first watch those videos. So by watching those videos first, at the last, you will easily understand this video. In a second you will understand the chemical reactions. Okay, so I request you to watch those videos. It will help you a lot. Okay, so first of all, before starting this lecture, I want to show you a small diagram just to make your mind, just to give you a background of the biochemistry of the biosynthesis of amino acids. Okay, just look to the diagram of that is taking place. These are the pathways that is taking place inside a bacterial cell and aerobic bacteria. Just look here, the blue portions are the amino acids. So just look here, from phosphoglycerate, serine is formed, and from serine, cysteine and glycine and histidine is formed. Just look here, pyruvate, from pyruvate these are formed. From acetyl, from oxaloacetate, aspartate, and from aspartate these all are formed. From alpha ketoglutarate, glutamate is formed, and from glutamate, glutamine and other amino acids are formed. So just if you count these, if I want to scroll it down, so you will easily understand it. Okay, so if you count these blue words, so this will be 20 amino acids. So in this video, I will discuss the biochemistry and the chemical reactions, that how pyruvate give rise to alanine at molecular level. Okay, this is just a diagram, but I will explain that the each and every amino acid, the 20 amino acids, with full biochemistry, that how these are formed from these precursor metabolites. Okay. So, and what are precursor metabolites? These are the metabolites that are involved in the formation of amino acid. Just look here, oxaloacetate is give rise to the aspartate and other amino acid. So this acts as a precursor metabolite. Alpha ketoglutarate acts as a precursor metabolite for the formation of glutamate, glutamine, proline, and arginine. So just look here, I will discuss the full biochemistry. Okay, so now we will come to the slides. Okay, just look to the chemical reaction. Don't look to the essential and non-essential amino acid. I have taken it from a website. So just leave these tables and these synthesis of non-essential and essential, because for bacteria there is no essential and non-essential amino acid. It can synthesize every amino acid. So this essential and non-essential is just for the human beings. There is no concept of essential and non-essential for the bacteria. Just look here, the pyruvate give rise to alanine. So look here, this is the pyruvate, and give rise to alanine. This, if I want to show like this, okay, it give rise to alanine. How it give rise to? So this is the backbone, and then there is just a simple modification and the addition of NH3 and H to the pyruvate. So it give rise to alanine. Oxaloacetate can give rise to aspartate. Just look here, this is a chemical reaction. If you just watch it carefully, so you will understand that how it takes place. This oxaloacetate, so these double bond are broken down, and after that NH3 and H is incorporated into it, so it gives rise to aspartate. So these acts as a pyruvate, and aspartate acts as a precursor metabolite for the formation of the alanine and aspartate. So these are the precursor metabolites, and these are the chemical reaction. Okay, and these are very much simple. If we proceed further, so look here, this is the formation of glutamate from alpha ketoglutarate, and from glutamine is formed. Okay, so just look here, if this is the alpha ketoglutarate, this is the alpha ketoglutarate, so it can give rise to glutamate. Okay, it can give rise to glutamate, just NH3 will be incorporated into it, NH3, and this bond will be broken down, and this pyruvate can also give rise to alanine, as I have described in the previous slide. Okay, so now up till now we have synthesized 5 amino acids, and this glutamate can give rise to glutamine also. An amino acid can also give rise to another amino acid. Okay, so just keep this thing in mind. Now if we look to the other slide, so aspartate can give rise to asparagine. Just look here, this is an aspartate, and with the help of these ATP and glutamate, so it can give rise to asparagine. Just look here, there is a simple modification in the, and here this is, here is a simple modification. Where does this NH2 come from? So I have discussed it in the previous videos, that high, and if you haven't watched those videos, so just watch that video, and the title of the video is the nitrogen assimilation. Okay, so this here is a simple modification in the aspartate, and here asparagine is formed. This is also a chemical reaction. After that, glutamate can give rise to arginine. I have told you that an amino acid can give rise to another amino acid. And in the previous video, I have told you that glutamate has the ability to give rise to each and every amino acid, because glutamate has an NH3 group. Just look here, this NH3 group of glutamate can be transferred to any of the amino acid with the help of enzyme known as transaminases. I have discussed it in the previous video. So glutamate can give rise to arginine and proline, and this is the chemical reaction. If this NH3, this is the arginine, and this NH3 is bonded to it, and glutamate can also give rise to proline. After that, if we look here, so 3-phosphoglycerate can give rise to serine, and this is a complex chemical reaction. This is the phosphoglycerate, and with the addition of phosphohydroxypyruvate, and with the help of glutamate and alpha ketoglutarate, it can give rise to serine. Okay, this is the chemical reaction. If you look into it carefully, so you can easily find out the difference, that where does this difference come. Just look here, these double bonds are broken down, and NH3 is bonded to it, and it gives rise to serine. Just look here, this is converted into serine. So phosphoglycerate can also give rise to serine. Secondly, serine can also give rise to glycine, and this is the chemical reaction, and there is a simple modification here. Okay, all are the same. Just look here, on this CH2O is removed, instead of O, this H is remains here, so it can give rise to glycine. And another, these all are the enzymes and the other compound that are involved in this tetrahydrofolate and methylene. These all are the different compounds, and these are the enzymes that are involved in this. So serine can give rise to glycine. Just concentrate on this, just don't be confused by these compounds, because these are the chemical structures of these tetrahydrofolate and this serine and hydromethyl transferase. Okay, so the serine can give rise to glycine. If you want to compare the diagram that I have shown in the earlier video, so just take a picture of it, and just put it in front of yourself, and then compare these chemical reaction. It will be absolutely 100% the same as these chemical reaction. Okay, now here come the serine can also give rise to cysteine, and it can give, then it also can give rise to methionine, and these are the chemical reaction. Okay, serine can give rise to acetylserine, and after that it can give rise to cysteine. Homocysteine can also give rise to methionine. So these are also the chemical reaction, and there is a slight difference in between them. If here is serine, so just a little difference, and this instead of OH, SH is bonded to it. So the backbone remains the same, and just a slight difference in between it. Okay, so this is also a type of it. And if we look here, so a synthesis of aromatic, okay, aromatic phenylalanine, tyrosine, and tryptophan. So it can also give rise to this phosphoenol pyruvate, can by the action of phosphoenol pyruvate with the erythrose 4-phosphate. Just look in the diagram that I have shown you. So it can give rise to the phenylalanine, tyrosine, and tryptophan. Okay, it can synthesis of histidine. So histidine can also be formed from the glutamine, glutamate. These amino acid can also act in the formation of histidine. As I have shown you, I told you that glutamate can give rise to any amino acid, and these are the ATP and other chemical, is ATP and the PRPP. These are the chemical structures. This phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate, and with the help of this glutamine, it can give rise to histidine. Okay, if I look here, tyrosine in humans, so phenylalanine can give rise to tyrosine. As I have told you that an alanine and amino acid can give rise to another amino acid. If you look here, so serine can give rise to cysteine, and it is acting in the humans. Okay, so this was all about the chemical reactions, the molecule at the molecular level. I want to give show you that the formation of non-essential amino acid, and for inside a human being, and the formation of non-essential amino acid inside a bacterial cell are the same, because and the human beings cannot synthesize essential amino acid, but bacteria can. So because human beings are lacking those enzymes that are involved in the synthesis of the essential amino acid, but bacteria are having that. Okay, and the non-essential amino acid of bacteria and human beings are the same. So the chemical reactions are the same, because they are produced that can take place with the help of enzyme that are also present in the humans and also in the bacteria. Okay, so I hope you have understand this full biochemistry. If you want to make yourself more clear, so just pause the video. Okay, if you see a specific chemical reaction, so pause the video and think over it, that how does it happen. I have also explained it, but if you think over it, so it will be then more easier to you. Okay, and in the first way, I have shown you the diagram. So now if I show you the diagram, so now you will be clear that now this is the schematic diagram, as I have shown you in the earlier video. Now you will then easily understand. If you take a picture from it and just place it in front of you, and then compare the chemical reaction, all will be the same. Okay, that how oxaloacetate give rise to aspartame, and aspartame give rise to asparagine, and other many things else. Okay, so this was the last part of the biosynthesis of amino acids. I have tried my best to just place these ideas in your minds. Okay, if you have any further information, any further questions related to the biosynthesis of amino acid, you can ask me, because there is many more detail in it. So it will help me a lot to make a video over it. Okay, so if you have if you like this playlist, so just like it and share it with your friends. Okay, and work hard. Thank you very much. God bless you.